Hi people, how's it going? I've just watched a video by Stop Co-Governance's Julian Batchelor, and I think it's about 4 days old. I'll leave a link below, you can have a look yourself. It's about 45 minutes long, but all his videos are good, to be fair, and they're very informative. And, well, they certainly feed my pig because I know it's true. Julian talks about, basically, the soft coup that's happening in New Zealand, and it is happening. While, no one's paying attention to it really, because the media in New Zealand and the journalists slash propagandists, they are paid not to tell you about what's happening, to keep us all in the dark. And let's face it, when it's not on TV3, TVNZ, Radio New Zealand, it's not on telly basically, people think it's not happening. I think many people just choose to hide their head in the sand, many Kiwis. And hopefully it's all going to go away. She'll be right kind of attitude. Well, she's not going to be right, I'm afraid. I'm afraid New Zealand, by 2040, via the Hey Pua document and the United Nations Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Maori are going to take complete control of New Zealand. And what Julian doesn't say, but I'll say it here, is that all Maori in New Zealand, people who call themselves Maori, all of them, every single one of them, without exception, are more European than what they are Maori. Many of them might have one part in 64 Maori, so 63 parts European. 63 parts in 64 European, but they call themselves Maori. There's plenty of those. New Zealand is in a very, very precarious position, and I really fear for my children, my grandchildren especially. I got 4 grandsons, and I fear what the future is going to be like for them. Got Rawiri Waititi and Debbie Packer, who've been banned from Parliament for 21 days. 21 days. They should be banned for life. I'm of the opinion the Maori Party shouldn't exist. I'm of the opinion, in its current form, the Green Party shouldn't exist, because they have a PD file in their midst who they actually support, and so do the Maori Party support him, so do many in the Labour Party support this bloke. So they should not exist. They are just a freak show, but that's an aside to what we're talking about here. But the Maori Party should not exist anyway, because it's based on race. It's a racist party. If the Maori Party exists, then why can't we have a white party? And to be in that party, to be in that party, you have to be white. Imagine that. That's racist. That's racist, all the propagandists, journalists would say, and everybody in the world would say, wouldn't they? But you're allowed to have a Maori Party. A Maori Party where every single one of them are mostly European, with that much of Maori in them. But this is a gravy train. This is New Zealand's biggest industry. It's worth billions and billions. And plus, at some stage, this ground I'm walking on right here, no matter where I walk in New Zealand, no matter from Bluff all the way to Kaitaia, no matter where I walk, at some stage in the very near future, these Maori extremists of iwi means tribes for them outside New Zealand, and these Maori Party extortionists, and they are extortionists, shakedown merchants of the New Zealand taxpayer, they are going to claim every square inch, every square metre every square yard, however you want to say it. They're going to claim everything. And if you own a house in New Zealand, if you own it outright, you're mortgage free, well, what you have got to look forward to, at some stage in the very near future, eBay are going to say, oh, by the way, you don't own the house anymore. Your house is on our land, and now you pay rent. That is coming. Oh, and the water that comes out your tap, that's our water. We own that water now. You pay for that too. Oh, and by the way, the electricity that you use to heat your water, to heat your kettle, heat your hot water, heat your shower, heat everything. We own that as well, because guess what? It's hydropower in New Zealand, and we own the water. That powers that hydro. The air you breathe, the rain that falls out of the sky. Everything. And these people are going to cream it. I'll tell you what, you won't be able to say anything about it because they have the media. They have the media and quizzling politicians. They even have Chris Luxon, who's an absolute gutless, spineless, cowardly, quizzling, second only to, I don't know, Keir Starmer maybe. I think these people, these leaders, these prime ministers are picked because they're as weak as piss. They choose them to be there because they know they will do exactly what they are told by the WEF, the United Nations. It's a bloody joke. It's a bloody joke. We're ruled by cowards who say a lot to win elections, and then they get into power and they don't do anything. Don't do anything. As soon as Rowberry stands up, Rowberry half wheaty Waititi, or Debbie Packer, as soon as they stand up in Parliament, they all duck for cover, jump under the tables, especially the Prime Minister, Chris Luxon. What absolute... I was going to swear then. I loathe these people. I loathe them because they're gutless, spineless, corrupt bastards. Oh well, now I've gone and swore. You've made me swear. You know, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Have you heard that one? If you haven't, you've just heard it. I don't believe any politician in Parliament has got the answer. Well, they don't want the answer. They don't want to do anything. They're just letting it happen. Shane Jones, New Zealand First. Winston Peters, David Seymour. No. Listen, they're all part of it. They're all part of it. Like I keep saying, we need a party from the ashes that rises from the ashes, but is it going to happen? We can't even unite the right. We can't even unite them. Can't even get them together in the same room. I don't know what it is. What is it? Egos? I've sent messages to other YouTubers of the same ilk as me and myself and Julian Batchelor. I'm guilty of not keeping in touch with Julian. Sorry about that, Julian, but we'll get in touch soon. We'll speak soon. Because there's one thing I can say about you, for all your faults, is that you have got ball. Plenty of it, in spades. But it's no good us YouTubers, and you know who you are in New Zealand, you know, making your videos and saying this, that, yeah, you're saying the right things, but we've got to get together. We've got to get together in the same room and, I don't know, maybe even tour. I've given speeches, I've stood on stage, I've done this, that and the other. That's what needs to be done. We have to spread this message of what's happening in this country. There's going to be agitators, there's going to be people knocking the door down trying to get in, of course there is. The far leftists and Maori radical extremists. And they will threaten, and the media are going to call us far right, white supremacists, blah blah blah. Of course they're going to call us that. That's free publicity. I'm ranting on a little bit, but I think you get my gist. And any of you people that are out there and you're watching these other YouTubers without me mentioning their names, you know who they are. The ones that say exactly the same things as what I'm saying. One doesn't even show his face. Very clever. But he's saying the same things. If you know them, send them messages. And say, look what Lee Williams is saying. Why don't you get together? Arrange a meeting in the same room. There's only about 6 or 7 of us. Get us all together. We're being railroaded. These politicians that are in power now, they're not going to save us. They're not going to save us. They're fakes. They're foo. They're all part of it. It's all part of the corruption. They make a fortune and they do nothing. Julian Batchelor, he's done his Stop Co-Governance tour. I mean, he's done his dash. He's done his dash and he deserves praise for it, to be honest. I did, 4, maybe 5 nights with him. And I seen what it was like. I seen the hostility. Faced it front on. And the funny thing is, we were in Nelson and I think it was in Richmond, I think it was. Julian was doing his thing inside and I spoke a little bit and I doubled up. I was doing security on the doors and there was actually a politician. Would you believe this? A Maori politician in Nelson. And I got it all on film at the time. On Facebook, I think it was. Facebook Live. And this local councillor, he would have been about, 35, 40. He was at the door, he was like watching zombie apocalypse, with his face at the door saying, yeah, doing that to me. His cutthroat actions and all that. All caught on film. I'm going to effing do you and blah, blah, blah. It makes me laugh because, can you imagine if I did that to them? Can you imagine if anyone did that to them? How the media would react. Remember how the media reacted when I did the Rawiri Waititi satire video, how they reacted. And this fella at the door he's trying to smash his way through the door with about 50 of them outside to get at Julian and myself. Mostly myself, I think it was. Oh no, that's not newsworthy. You're fair game because, well, you're white. You're Pakeha. And by now, well, we're not Pakeha now, we're colonisers. We're not even Pakeha anymore. We're not even white. We're colonisers now. They're changing the wording. And why are they changing the wording? When does that happen in history? When they're rallying, when they're making their people more and more angry in order for them to attack, to use violence. That's when they start using different language to dehumanize. And that's what they're doing. Rawiri Waititi. And them like him. What's his name? Eru Kapakingi. At some stage in the future, they're going to act just like, what's his name? Julius Malema, is it? In South Africa. When they dance on the stage, shouting, "Kill the boar, kill the boar." Do you think that's not going to happen in New Zealand? Honestly? Do you think Rawiri Waititi or I wouldn't say Willie Jackson, but definitely Eru Kapakingi just could get on the stage and say, the colonizer. Yeah, I think it can happen. And people will. I think they will come onto farms at some stage. Quite possibly. And a soft coup could turn into a violent one. It just could happen. Anyway, I think I've said what I needed to say. I'll just tell you I'll add this on. I was just in the car park here, and around Christchurch. Won't tell you exactly where I was. Some of you will know anyway. And I seen a car pull up, and another car pull up. This is only like half an hour ago. Another car pull up next to it, and I seen the old fella get out of the first car. Not in an aggressive manner. He got out, going to the shop, and the car pulled up next to it, a big red Ford Ranger, new one as well. This young fella jumps out the passenger seat, angry as. And he runs round to this old fella next to him. I'm just sitting there in the car. I was just about to leave. I'm watching this. It's right in front of me. This is like, I don't know, 20 metres away, if that. And he got right in this old fella's face. You effing this, you effing that. Standing over him. I thought he was going to hit him. And I thought, no, not having this. So I jumped out of the car. I walked over. I said, hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? I jumped in between them. And then he turned on me, didn't he? And you, F you, give up. I'll smash you and all this. Yeah, okay. And so I got in between the old fella and him, and I said, listen, look at you, mate. You're only about 35. He's 75. What's wrong with you? You effing this. He tried to run me off the road. This fella had a little Suzuki, the old fella, and this other one was in a big, newish, very new Ford Ranger. And apparently the old fella tried to run him off the road. So, the fella, this mad fella who was going to beat the old bloke up, turned his attention to me. He said, go on, hit me, he says. And I could tell what he was. I could tell what kind of bloke he is. He would be a Green Party supporter, Labour Party, Maori Party supporter. He was white. Definitely a far leftist. And I said, what, you want me to hit you, do you? So you go run into the police and get me arrested? Anyway, spitting and cursing and blah, blah, blah. And his girlfriend reverses the car and he jumps in his car and off he goes and shouting abuse. Like, you effing this, you effing that, blah, blah, blah. And I walked over to the alpha. I said, you all right, mate? So, thanks for that. He says, thanks for that. And his wife's ever so pleased that, the situation was sorted. And a couple of people came over to me because they heard it. Oh, thanks for that. One lady says, nobody else would have done that, she said. Nobody else would have done that. And I think if I hadn't been there, the old fella would have got a clip from this younger bloke. Brave man. Yeah, but anyway. I don't even know why I told you that, but I just did. Because I'm still, probably, the adrenaline still running through my body because it was only half an hour ago. Yeah, but I'll leave a link below to the Julian Batchelor video, Stop Co-Governance, and we are really in a perilous situation in New Zealand. And just think of your children, people. Think of your grandchildren. Because if they're not married, they're going to pay a very heavy price. We are all going to pay a very heavy price if we don't stop this. And for all you other YouTubers out there, you know who you are. I'm asking you, get in touch with me. And we've got to meet up. We've got to bang our heads together. And we've got to stop this. Because there's no political party out there that's going to stop it. Because they're gutless and they're part of it. Like I said, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Okay, there you go. This is Cross the Rubicon. Please like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Give me an uptick and share this video everywhere. See you later.